Hey, everybody. Welcome back. It's another live chats with Kim today. Some real raw stuff. I've got my partner, colleague. She's become my friend. I'm beginning to think from long distance we're attached at the hips, Lynn Brunet. Oh my gosh. Anyways, welcome back to another live chats with Kim radio show. We're broadcasting live here at Bold Radio Station, all right, let's do it. Let's give a big shout out to the team. Oh my gosh, our producer today, Nesha, not only going to produce the show, but he's going to go make Lynn and I some lunch. That was our request today while we were broadcasting live is, Nesha, can you feed us, please? I'll give a big shout out to we have an amazing team, don't we, Lynn? Ingrid, Nesha, yes. Damian, I love them. I love them. They're just on it. They're on it. And, and I say this every time I broadcast, and I'm never, ever going to stop saying this. They bust ass to get these shows up and out the door. And I hope all our hosts are listening. They bust ass to make things happen for all of our hosts, which is really neat. So, all right, let me see what's going on. You know what? I'm not going to talk anymore because Lynn and I can do a little bit of promoting what her and I have pulled together to that we're launching this project. So I'm going to just introduce Lynn and bring her on out. We're going to have some groovy fun today. So Lynn Brunet is a master certified life and spiritual coach, radio personality, and speaker. She's also the host of Find Your Groove Radio. As a personal growth and empowerment maven, she lives with the purpose to inspire people to invest in themselves, to achieve their personal level of success so they can live richer lives. Lynn has been certified as a personal power coach since 2008. Lynn, you're not old enough, since 2008, by the Certified Coaches Alliance, and is currently up-leveling her skills through one of Tony Robbins' coaching programs, Robbins Medane's training. She recognized as a passionate connector of people. She's recognized as a passionate connector of people and an expert at inspiring action and cultivating quick results in any area of life. Lynn lives, works, and plays on beautiful Vancouver Island, British Columbia. I'm heading your way when the summer breaks, Lynn. Welcome.
Woo! Hey. I can't wait.
I know Lynn lives on island life, that island over there. I haven't been on Vancouver Island. I've been in Vancouver, but not on the island. And I hear it's absolutely stunning and beautiful.
Yes, it is.
I try to wrap my head around that, you guys, that, there's a handful of the hosts here at Bold Radio that live on that island. And I saw a post yesterday on Facebook, Allison, I'm going to IKEA. Anyone need anything? And I'm thinking, did they have an IKEA on that island? And your island is not this little teeny tiny Caribbean island. It's a big island, but she's got to go over to the mainland, so to speak.
Yeah, it really sucks. We all hate that over here. There used to be an IKEA, but they closed it. It was in Victoria, and they closed it. I don't know why. So there's actually a service that will go over to Vancouver and pick up anybody here who wants something, and they will pick it up and bring it back.
Oh, I love it.
So there's creative people that hear a lot of people going, God, I wish there was an IKEA. Every time a big store closes down here, they're like, oh, I wonder if they'll put an IKEA in there.
Oh, I love it. I was thinking of you this morning because I go to this, I was pressed for time, really busy morning. And there's this one place in the city that I live in, downtown, there's a downtown area, downtown Birmingham. I go to this one little cafe and I get these acai bowls, and it's the acai berry. And I've got this little addiction going on. And the guy that is he is the chef there. They're open for breakfast and lunches. And I was talking with him and he goes, I've done, I was on Hawaii. We were talking about traveling and stuff, and I was in Hawaii at one time, talk about island living. He goes, after a while, I had to come back because he was more used to a major metropolitan area. And I said, yes, I have a partner and many friends on Vancouver Island, and we have that conversation. But that was, it's really neat. It's just all a perspective and where you live and what you're used to and what you're not used to and things like
totally.
that.
And, I forget that I'm on an island. Really, it's so big. I mean, we have big hospitals and airports, and you forget that you're on an island until you have to get off. Then that's a pain in the ass. So either fly off or take a ferry off. But
Yeah, it's expensive for you guys to to take because you and I were talking the other day. I didn't realize a round trip for you to get on and off that island to drive your car onto a ferry and sail on over to Vancouver. It's expensive. I was shocked. I was shocked at
yeah.
how much money that costs, but and then you're telling me there are other savvier ways that you could do it to save, that $200, which is a lot of money just to get on over to the mainland and back. I can
Mhm.
see them charging something like that for tourists, travelers, but gosh, you would think for you know,
Island residents, we should get a
yeah,
break.
yeah,
Yeah.
I would
I've been
think,
saying that for years. Like, we should have some kind of card that identifies us that we're island residents.
yeah, I would
And we
think.
should be able to show that and get some kind of deal. Sometimes they do have a deal once in a while, but that is a big craw on people's side here. It's so expensive, and yeah, but well, what can you do? I mean, we live here. We could leave. We could leave.
Yeah, and you know
We
what,
wanted
and
to.
maybe they do that because they don't want you guys to leave the island because they love you all so much.
Yeah, yeah. It's yeah.
You just never know.
Pretty
You never
awesome.
know. Yep. All right, let's jump on in here, Lynn. I've known you for a long time, and you're the woman that you are always. All right, I get to do it today. It's my show. You are always so fucking upbeat. I dropped the F-bomb. You're always you are always so upbeat. I mean, you've got this infectious laugh. You've got these infectious profile pictures. You've got this pretty brown curly hair that goes with your personality. And you are just, I mean, I don't want to paint the picture that you are not human. You are human, but you're pretty much, you're constantly finding the upside to things. You're constantly drilling forward, and I'm assuming that's a lot of your platform of coaching people.
Well, for sure. I think that's the platform of anybody coaching people is to be that way, to always be forward moving, forward thinking, solutions focused. And that is the nature of coaching. So, but I had that, drilled into me from the time I was little too. My dad was very much that way. There's a way. There's always a way. You can always find a solution. There's always something that you can do. So he was very much about personal power. So I was very much that way. That was just around me all the time. That was instilled in me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. So how do you handle, I'm really big on, we can only manage and prepare for what we can only manage and prepare for. And then we have those unforeseen life obstacles that come, they blindside us. Like aging parents, which you and I both are dealing with aging parents. Or some kind of an emergency, that this stuff that we can't plan for. And I got to tell you, I'm going to just say this right here and now. I see so many business owners aren't even managing what they can plan for, let alone when you get that unforeseen obstacle thrown in your track. Geez, they're so upside down and inside out even before the life, the unforeseen obstacle. Going, shit, they're like to the point of no return. Here we go, and boy, that's it. And their rock star status is like long gone. I'm not quite sure they even had it, but so how do you personally deal with those unforeseen obstacles? And because I know you got a lot of tools in your tool belt. We were talking about that the other day. So.
I mean, I think there's some things that I think sometimes it depends on what stage of your business you're in. I had a guest on my show just over a week ago, and she had quite the life experience that kind of came in and blindsided her. And, there's sort of nothing that she could have done, but then it also depends at what stage of your business you're in. I really, you have to know that shit's going to happen. it's just going to happen. It's inevitable. Things are going to happen. And you have to do the best you can. And that's why you need people around you that you can lean on when you need to. People that can help you out, lift you up, carry it for a little while for you if you need help. All of that stuff. I know last summer when all this stuff happened with my mom ending up in the hospital in an emergency situation, I know you reached out to me and said, hey, what can we do to help you? And, it was really all I could do to just do the minimum. And so you have people around you that can help you. So that's why, and I know there's some people, and I can be one of them too. You're strong and you're like that. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. I can do it myself. Mm-hmm. And there's a perfect example of not only do you need people around to help you with the regular business, entrepreneurial stuff, because that can be tough on its own, but for when stuff like this happens, some have kids, some are single mom business owners, some, you need people around you that can help you. People that can cook and bring you food. My friend Allison, who's a host on Bold as well, she made me a whole bunch of food and brought it over because she knows how much I love to cook. And how busy I would be. So she knew that. And I was so, so, so grateful. I have a husband, I have a son. And she knew how much that would save me. And oh my God, I so appreciated it. So you have people that would do that for you. Now, as far as business, I think it depends on what stage of business you're in. Now, if you're somebody like, I don't know, some of these big names, Brian Tracy, Tony Robbins, Brene Brown, they have big, big organizations. So if something happened, it would carry on.
Yes.
Like it would go and, you wouldn't see the live appearances from them and for a little while if something happened, but things would go on. For you and me, we're not that big. And this is also where you hear people say, you should have products. You should have products. Because if you can't do the thing that you do, because for you and I and other coaches, it's us that does it. It's not somebody else. So if something were to happen to us, that part of the business isn't happening. So that's where having other things in our business helps, if we're talking financial wise, bring in income if something were to happen to us. So, but then it depends on where you are, right? If you're small, like my guest that I had a couple of weeks ago, she lost it all. And she was named as a business to watch the same day that Microsoft was. I mean, she had a good thing going, but she was wiped out. I mean, she ended up in the hospital for a couple of months, full body cast. It was almost, she could have lost her life. So sometimes you can't prepare.
Right.
But
A lot of that stuff, Lynn, we can't prepare.
You can't. Some of it you can't.
Like you did go through. I mean, you don't. I know you don't put everything out there, and then it's not necessarily put everything out there. But I know a few of us do know that you were dealing with your mom, emergency situation, and things like that. We can't prepare for, and I agree with you. People like Brene Brown and the Tony Robbins of the world, these huge, they have teams set in place so that you're right. If they do, step away, we don't visibly see them. That's why it's so important when you have a business. If we're more on a smaller scale, so to speak, you got to have those systems and those processes locked down and set in place. So that, and something that's interesting. We were just having this conversation a couple of weeks ago with somebody else here. I just recently joined a private club here for a multitude of reasons. For business, for social, to get me out of my house. And they're going through some transitions where one person left, another person has stepped in. Well, I wasn't impressed on the startup process of all of this. I felt like there were too many things getting dropped. And I keep hearing from a couple of my friends that are members there, well, they're going through this, we're going through that. I said, okay, you guys, Do you want to sit here all day long and make up excuses? Because I'm going to tell you this, okay? And I'm on the Tony Robbins bandwagon because he cannot stand excuses. He does not want to hear it from anybody, and I don't want to hear it because I've written a check. I don't want to hear the excuses. I have written a check. My point was, as a business owner, is why aren't there processes stepped in place and someone leaves for an 8-week maternity leave, or someone becomes sick and they, in fact, my husband's business just went through this. A woman was having severe pain, one of his account managers. She goes to the hospital. Well, 8 weeks later, she's returning back to work. I mean, there was a lot going on there. Or if someone is leaving and another person is transitioning into the position, if there's processes and systems set up in place, that transition can move a lot smoother. I'm not saying a little something here or there, a little tweak or hiccup there won't get dropped, but I agree with you. That's like last summer, of course I reach out to you. What can we do? What can I do personally for you, Lynn, to support you through this? And then what can the team do on a business standpoint at Bold do for you of support? There's two different things there, and as a business owner and as a coach, some of our stuff does get dropped a little bit visibility wise, but the processes don't, because we haven't set in place,
That's right. Well, you have to then, that's when your system and your schedule definitely comes in handy, because, I still had a network of hosts to run. So that's when your time and how you have it chunked is very important. So, you, like you said, visibly it may not show, or visibly you sort of step back a little bit, but behind the scenes you're doing. So I had, certain days that this was done and this was done, and you have your scheduling system and all of that stuff. So all that stuff could keep flowing and keep going. And I would have the days that I would do that, and then the other days where I was, back and forth to the hospital and things like that. So you definitely have to keep that in place, but it's also your state. Because it can be tough, and I'm human. So I'm very strong. I can deal with a lot of things, and I'm one of those. Something happens, okay, get busy. We're going to find a way. We're just going to deal with it. We're going to do what we have to do. So that's very helpful to me. And then, it's that mindset, right? It's just, okay, shit's happening right now. I'm going to do what I need to do, and the rest that isn't that important, I'm going to push to the side, and I know that that's going to be okay. And I know it's tough sometimes because you're like, oh, God, I can't do that. I can't do this. But you have to just know it's that mindset thing, and you train that way. Coaching, you have to understand that I can't deal with right now, and that's okay. This is what I need to for things to keep going, at least. And this too shall pass, and we'll get through it. And then self-care really has to kick in. So you have to have those practices that you do. You have to have that time to yourself to just sit quietly and just breathe. And those are the times you have to find those things that recharge you. If you like to be alone, like for me, having my own time, being alone, nobody around, that is a huge recharge for me. Always having people around is just, it scatters me. So you have to find those moments of those things that work for you to help you get your groove on, so to speak. Maybe you do have a dance party, or you do some meditation, and you have to have that mindset of in yourself to know, okay, right now it's tough, but it's going to be okay. And I have people that I can count on, and those systems. So you're dealing with not only business, but you're dealing with your personal, with yourself.
Yeah, it is. It is. You're right. This is the other thing is, the social media. It's like I see people posting shit as they're on their way to the emergency room at the hospital. It's like, okay, first of all, we are all not going to fall over and die. We are all not going to forget about you, and we are all not going to go away if you have to step away from social media. It's the same thing with the business. If the business is locked down and is strong enough, You can, like I said, you should have some things that are going evergreen in the business and, and being able to step away and keep that groove on, so to speak. I really like that. Keep that groove on. I'm going to start borrowing that. So yeah. And how do you self-care so you don't flip out, burn out and come back, weaker, or like, oh man, that was a rough month. Oh, and it's like, wow, so there's a lot there. There really is a lot there. So, Lynn, let's begin with, first of all, how can everybody get in touch with you?
They can visit my website, lynnbrunet.com. They can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/personal power coach. I have a business page there. Can reach me through our website, boldradiostation.com, or info@lynnbrunet.com.
Yep, I love it. So reach out to Lynn, get hooked up with her, see what's going on. She's like the little everybody bunny. You're like this, not first thing in the morning, not at 6 a.m. in the morning.
Oh God, no, that's just criminal.
So I know that's criminal. So, okay, Lynn, what is the first thing, how do you, without giving your whole bag of carrots away, because I don't expect that at all, what's the first thing that someone can do? Just really, quote unquote, step into their groove, get their groove on. They already got their groove on. How can they make it groovier? What's the first thing they can do today?
Are you talking personally?
Personally, business, whatever you want to offer to them. I'm your client. I'm coming to you, and I'm like, yeah, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, but I want to keep moving forward. So where's where would you begin with a potential client? One little thing that someone can get started with today that's listening.
Well, I think you need to take stock of what it is that you do. Take stock of, the things in your life that give you constant anxiety. You look at the things that, the obligations that you have that you don't enjoy doing, that you're starting to feel resentful about. You have to take stock of your life. You have to, and this is where you do look at the negative. Look at the things that you don't like. Make a list. What are the things you don't like? Everything. And what can you cut? What are you going to change? What are you willing to change? You have to be willing to. You have to be in that position. So that's usually what we do. We take stock of that. So take stock of that. Make a list. Write out all the things that you don't like doing. And you could go through the different areas of your life. What's going on in your relationships? Who are the people there? What about your career or your business, or what's going on there that you don't like? What in your personal social life, what's going on there that you don't like? Are you always saying yes to stuff and you don't want to because you're an introvert and you're not having any of that time to yourself? Sit and take stock of what's going on in your life. Absolutely. So I'm big on mastering who you are. When you understand who exactly you are, then it's easier to master your life. Mm-hmm. So take stock of that. Sit down and write all that stuff down that you don't like, that you're tired of putting up with, you feel like you're putting up with, and do that. And know that you have to take total responsibility for your life. And some people say, oh, yeah, I do that. But then you hear them say, oh, yeah, if so-and-so hadn't have done that. Anytime you blame something outside of yourself, you are not taking 100% responsibility for your life. So decide that you're going to do that, because you can choose and make the decisions. You have the choice. Doing nothing is also a choice. So you need to decide that for yourself, that enough is enough. You're going to take 100% responsibility, and then you're going to take stock of what's going on in your life. Mm-hmm. That's where I start with people. Then we start getting into other things. Like, okay, so what are your needs? What are your top needs? So I go through a whole question process with people and to determine where are they operating from. This is how we make decisions subconsciously. What are your top needs? And this is what Tony Robbins talks about. And this is what I learned in the training. All behind the scenes stuff is, what are your top needs? Where are you operating from? What needs are you trying to meet? And then we want to figure out, okay, are you meeting them positively or negatively? Then people start to make connections in their life. Oh, when I did this, I was trying to meet that need, but I wasn't doing it in a way that benefited me. So if you can do it in a way that benefits you, the other person, and the world at large, then that's a great way to meet that need. So we look at that. And maybe you can see you're always trying to get your need for love met, love and connection. But are you going about it in a harmful way or a good way? And you have the choice. We talk about the give what you get. Whatever you want, then give that.
Yep.
If you're trying to get love and feel that need for love and connection in your life, but you threaten people to get it or guilt people into it, that is not a positive way for you or the other person or anybody. But if you give love and share love and connect with other people, and you're going to get it in return. So we look at things like that. That's what I do.
I love that. What made me just think of that? If you want love, you've got to give love. And I've heard so many people say, "Well, I walk in a room and I demand them to respect me." Well, you can't demand anyone to respect you. You can't demand anyone to love you. However, you've got to love yourself. You've got to respect yourself. Then all will prevail. All will come. And it really, something. I see a lot of this. And this is life. 1 + 1 = 2. It's simple. It's as simple as that equation. And I just see this all the time, and people just have the hardest time with it. It's like we're looking for more. It's like if it's that easy. Now, it's easy making those changes, but it's also can be as easy on a daily basis to refine that and grow it and change it and put your sleeves up and work at it, or it can be as difficult. I mean, it's, and some days, some days you get out of bed and you're on top of your game, maybe because you got a sinus thing going on or coughing, or, you're tired because you worked extra hard or at your job or your business the day before. And it feels a little bit more like going up a uphill battle. Do you think that day, of course that day might be a little bit harder, but that's where you have to learn I call it adjusting the gas pedal on the car. No one's driving the car but ourselves, right? So are you going to floor it to the pedal and to the metal? Well, if you're not totally on your game that day and you're dragging a little bit, maybe you back off that accelerator just a little bit, and you have to go at a little bit of a different speed just for that day. I
think you have to know who you are.
Yes.
Right. Like, I think you have to adjust. There's some days definitely where I feel so out of sorts. I cannot sit. I can't focus on getting any work done. I can't do anything. I can't barely do anything on my to-do list. So for me, I know, okay, I need to back away. I need to go do something else. Maybe I'm not going to get that stuff done that day. But if you're someone who does that a lot, there's something else going on. So you have to know who you are. You have to understand that, are you making excuses, or is it just an off day that you need to, that your body, the universe, whatever it is telling you, you know what, today's not a good day. You've been working too hard. You need to stop pushing yourself and you need to stop. But if that is something that you tend to do often, then there's something else going on and you need to figure that out and you need to push through. You don't get a day off.
Exactly. I mean, exactly.
You have to know who you are.
Yeah, it's life. I mean, it's life. It's just, it's recognizing, like Lynn is saying, to everyone that's listening, Lynn, like what you're just saying is, some days I just can't focus. Some days I gotta go out and go for a walk, or I gotta go. I don't know about you, Lynn, but when I can't focus like that, what helps me is, that my body's craving just to go open up my silverware drawer and clean it out a little bit, because there's something when I move like that, I start grocking down things, or maybe you just decompress and go walk away, go turn on something mindless for a minute, don't grab a self-help personal professional development book when you're like that. Go grab something mindless just to decompress. Maybe you just sit and be still and just breathe, and just go, and listen. And, I mean, spring's coming here. I love to sit and go, listen to the birds chirping, woohoo, things like that. But don't beat yourself down because, I didn't get much done today. Well, no, that's screwed up, because you did get a lot done. It wasn't the task to-do list. You've got other things done. It's a perspective. It's a whole mindset perspective, and really knowing yourself, really knowing and understanding yourself, which is vital. It's very important.
And it's finding your own groove, for me, like you said, for me, it's puttering around the house and doing little things. turn on the music. I go do some stuff. That works for me. That helps get me, that's one way that I find my groove, how I get into that. You got to find what works for you, and maybe you try something different. Maybe you add something to your, sorry, I'm having major throat problems today. Maybe
sinuses,
you throw something,
allergies.
you throw something different into the mix, right? Like, for some people, there's this whole 5 a.m. club. I don't know how people...
you're reading my mind, Lynn. I
would never join that freaking club. I would never join that club. But for some people, it's great. I know, like, I think Robin Sharma has, like, the 5 a.m. club. And for some people, that's great. If it works for you, if you've never done it and you do it and you're like, wow, I just feel so amazing, great. I know that would not work for me. I would never tell anybody to do that you have to do that. I would suggest it maybe. And if you didn't like it, well, I wouldn't force you on it and make you keep doing it. I know for me, that is not my prime time. If you want me to be cranky, then I'll get up at 5 a.m. But I know for me, my time is late at night. 9 o'clock, I start feeling the energy coming. 9 o'clock at night. 10 o'clock, I am full on brainstorming, creative mode. Midnight, I've been known to like rearrange my linen closet. Like for me, that's my prime time. That's when I'm going to do my best stuff. That's when I'm going to think about things and I'm going to plan things. And that is my time. It's not 5 a.m. So don't tell me that I'm not going to be good or effective if I don't get up at 5 a.m. Give me a break.
That's so funny. I was going to bring that up, the 5 a.m. club. What is it about? Do you know what this is about the 5 a.m. club? I mean, I naturally, now we just went through daylight savings time, so, we're in a different time.
I hate springing ahead.
Oh my God, I know. But I naturally, no matter what time I go to bed, my body wakes up at about 4:45. Now, I don't always jump out of bed, but I'm out of bed no later than 5:30. I will come down on the weekends. This is my treat to myself. I will come down, feed Grace, because, once I blink, Grace is like, my dog is like, woo, it's time to get up. It's like, really? I just blinked, please. So I'll feed her, take care of her. And sometimes I'll grab a cup of coffee and I'll come back to bed. It's like my little snuggle snack, if you will, sort of thing, because I don't do that Monday through Friday, but if you told me the 10 to 12 p.m. club and I'm going to be successful, I'd say, okay, forget it. I'm done. I quit. I don't give a shit if I'm successful or not, because between 10 and are you kidding me? I can't even talk. I can't even hold a conversation. I'm done. I'm spent. So I'm not quite sure what this 5 a.m. club is all about. I'd like to see some really hardcore statistics. And what if these hardcore statistics, your natural body rhythm doesn't match it?
Well, that's the thing. For some people, it's great. I know some people, I have some friends that, started the 5 a.m. club, and it's been a huge shift for them in their lives. But that's fine. It's conducive to their rhythm. I know it's not for me. I get up during the week to get my son up for school, and that I hate. I hate it. I just hate it, but then I hate being told what to do, so...
Well, I'm the same way, but I think it all depends. When my fitness business, I used to show up on Monday mornings. This is the two thing on Monday mornings. Okay. I read this article that if you exercise in the morning, you burn more calories. Oh, okay. So you want me here at 5 a.m.? Because I'll be here at 5 a.m. if you want me. Oh, no, I'm not a morning person. Then why would you exercise in the morning?
Yeah. You have to find what works for you.
There's no special time. Just exercise. If you want to burn calories, just freaking exercise. You'll burn the calories. There's no special time. People get tripped up, in the other Monday morning thing. I'm starting a diet today. I'm cutting bread out. Why? What did bread do to? Well, I ate the whole bread basket. Well, okay. Yeah, okay. But let's talk about the chocolate cake and the couple glasses of cocktails that you had for dinner. Woo, okay. It's not all that either. But, it's a perspective. It's natural rhythm. It's
do what works for you. You got to know who you are. You got to know who you are.
I mean, I can see some really hardcore, intense CEOs, that are like the CEO of GM, those demands and things like that. I can see things like that, being up at 5 a.m. because it's quiet. I mean, the phones are not ringing. They're not being pulled into meetings. They don't have this manager, that, I get that. And a lot of those executives are working out at that time because a lot of their days go on and they can't get to it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because, then they're shifting over to family time. But you got to do
That's what works for them.
what works for them. Exactly. You got to do what works for them. Okay, I got some questions for you, Miss Lynn Brunet.
Uh-uh.
I love that. Oh, you're so funny. First of all, you know what? I've asked you this before. I want to hear it again, though, and because I want everyone else to hear it. How come you've been in radio for so long?
Oh my God. It's a surprise to me. I mean, I started it because I wanted a way to get my coaching. I had gone through my coach training and I was ready to go. And my first business coach had a radio show. And I was like, oh, really? I didn't know anybody who had a radio show. He's like, yeah, you can too. And so he showed me how. And I thought, oh, this will be a great way to globally put my name out there. So I'll start doing this. And had no clue about anything because there was nobody around that taught. I'd never heard about a podcast, and there was nobody I knew that did anything like that. And so I started doing it, not realizing how much I would love it. And maybe I should have known because I like to talk. So, but I love it. It is not work. It is not. My brain is on it all the time, and So I've been doing it ever since 2009. It's changed. It's evolved. I wish I knew then what I know now. But there was nobody around. There was no online groups. There weren't people that taught you about this. There wasn't. And, there was people, nobody that I knew, that I saw. I mean, it's not that these things did not exist. It's just that it was so new to me, and it wasn't not like you see it. If you're online now, you see almost everybody and their dog has a podcast or a show, or you see it. Somebody advertising that they teach people how to launch a podcast or a show or whatever that is. I didn't see that then. Yeah. So it was really, kind of feel my way and learn on my own. And I've just stayed with it and not realizing that I would be with it this long, how much I would love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah. My brain is always on it.
Yep, I do too. I love it too. It's amazing what technology has evolved and where it has gone to. It's really cool. But you're right, everyone and their dog has a podcast. In fact, I think you and I should teach my baby Grace to have a podcast and host a show on Bold Radio, and then we can help her. Oh my God, because everybody and their dog does have a podcast, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's great. It opens up a segue that you and I have launched the Bold Broadcaster project. It's a 90-day mastermind, so to speak. It's not just masterminding, but we're going to help radio hosts and podcasters really caramelize, is my word that I like to use. They really caramelize their show, so they don't just start it and then get frustrated and freak out and get overwhelmed and quit. It's like, if you're going to put all that time into it, really know your why of it, and then let's really make it work. So we are offering this is a beta test. We're only offering a one-time fee of $67, because in the fall it goes to full price at $347 a month per month for the 3 months on 90 days. This is a one-time $67. We're only taking 6 people. We have a couple spaces left. We launch it next week. It's a week-to-week call. We are here to guide through everything and anything, your angst of your show, marketing, how to monetize it, how do you manage guests, how do you get to the high leveraging guests, how do you get to, everything and anything. And we're going to collaborate, support, educate, motivate, all together. So this is something out there it's so totally different. There's nothing else out there that what Lynn and I have done. And we're coming from personal experience, number one. And for the last over a year, hearing the angst from hosts and watching and living and breathing what hosts go through. And
you see it out there.
Oh,
you
yeah.
see it out there.
And Lynn, it comes back to around what you were saying in the beginning, of this show, which, yeah, we are just about 40 minutes into this show already. I'm just like, okay, 10 minutes and no, 40 minutes. Time goes by so fast. But, you know, it's going back to the beginning of this conversation is taking responsibility. And it's what we don't know is what we don't know. I get it. Let's wave a white flag and let's come together and collaborate and support. But it's what we don't know and take responsibility. And my God, the big C word, consistency.
Oh,
And
yeah.
freaking consistency. I mean, people want the world and they don't want to be consistent at their efforts. It just blows me away. So we're going to help support all that. We're going to have a blast. We're going to have fun. And that starts, next week.
In a week. I can't wait. It'll be fun. Yeah, because like you said, there isn't a lot like this out there. And,
no.
You can lose motivation, especially if you're a podcaster. You can let things slide a little bit more. For you and I, we do live broadcasts. So, I mean, it's not like we can let it slide. Our show is at this day and time every week, and we show up and we do our show. And then we record it, and then it's a podcast. So we have the best of both worlds. But it's hard. It's a lot of work to have a show. And you're by yourself. You're, us small business owners, you're by yourself and you run into a problem and then you want to do something different. And sometimes you need other people to brainstorm. That's the beauty of the mastermind part of it, and to stay motivated to keep doing it. And it's easy. Then you lose your focus and why you want to do it. And, it's nice to have that group again.
Yes.
Group. Have that people beside you, behind you, that can help you a little bit, give you some ideas. Maybe you can partner up with somebody, maybe, help promote each other. I mean, you can't do it alone.
Right.
So this is going to be fun. This will help get you on that track, get you motivated, maybe show you some things, teach you some things that you didn't know about. Because my favorite thing is I'm out in that world, always keeping on top of what's going on.
Yep.
And getting different ideas. And, and different shows require different things. Some things will work better for some types of shows and not so much for others. So we can bring that. We, you and I, over 10 years experience in doing this. So we can bring that to people with this project, the Bold Broadcaster Project. Be bold. Yep. You have to be bold. You have to be out there. You have to be consistent. Consistency is a difficult thing.
Yeah, especially when you feel like you're all alone and you've got all this other stuff going on, the unforeseen obstacles going on, you're tearing your hair out. I mean, on top of everything else, yeah. So that's what we're here for. That's what we're going to launch. Reach out to us on boldradiostation.com on the contact page, and Lynn and I will get back in touch with you and get you all started up and get you all ready to rock and roll. But yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. I got another question for you. I got plenty of questions for you. So what we measure determines our success. How do you, Lynn, measure your success?
How I feel.
I love it.
Totally how I feel, and if I'm having fun. Feeling fun.
I love it. The double F. Feel and fun. The double F. So what to date has been your largest challenge that you have been able to flip right on into an opportunity? She's laughing. Oh, we're in trouble, everybody. She's laughing.
Us, Bold Radio. I mean, we had a bit of a rocky start in the new year. And we don't need to get into all that, but you and I both were kind of pretty stressed. But that turned into the best freaking opportunity ever. And if you look at things instead of, you can have your freak out moment. Totally. I'm great at pacing my house and talking out loud, having that little freak out session.
I love it.
And, but then you buckle down, and that's who we are, definitely. So that's why this partnership is so great, because we have our freak outs and then we go, okay, now what are we going to do? What's the solution? That was a brutal, brutal might be a little extreme, but I'm intense, so I use words like that.
Brutal in the midst of it. It felt, Lynn,
it felt brutal in the midst of it.
Fucking brutal in the midst of that. Woo!
But oh my God, then you sit down and you look at it and it's a learning lesson. That's why those moments are so great, because you go, okay, I don't want this. How do we want it? And we wanted it simple, simplified, streamlined, tight. And that's what we did. And it's freaking awesome. And that was the opportunity was in that moment. If that hadn't happened, we wouldn't be where we are now.
Yep.
And, I can say most of the things in my life, that's exactly the way it's been. Have your freak out. Go ahead. However you're going to freak out. Have your temper tantrum. You're human. And then then you buckle down and go, okay.
Solution.
What does this teach me?
Yep. Solution. And what did I learn from this? Yep.
That's where the negative is important. It's always don't look at the negative. Don't look. You know what? You have to sometimes. You have to see the dark so you can see the light. Mm-hmm. So look at that. What did I not like about that? What can I learn about that? Okay, now let's go this way. Don't stay in that shit. Let's go this way now. So that was the last time. A couple months ago, I feel like I've had my head down for 2 months and haven't seen anything, but I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So that's what I go by, how it makes me feel. And you and I have been working days, evenings, weekends.
Yep.
But I love it. And so that's an indicator. I wouldn't say that about a job that I had. It was Monday to Friday. That's it. Thank God I'm out. I still like Fridays, but for other reasons. But, how I feel. And am I having a good time? Yeah, there's some challenges. Yeah, you and I have been working really hard the last couple months, but it's been fun. We've laughed. We've had a good time. With our team, we've laughed. We've had a good time. So that is how I measure it for myself.
Yeah, that's great. I like that. And flipping things around, I love that. Okay, so how do you continue to push yourself to stretch and grow as a coach?
God, for me, it's just so innate from the time I was 12, watching Tony Robbins' late night infomercials. That grabbed me. So, say the question again.
So how do you continue to push yourself to stretch and grow? I mean, how do you keep yourself?
I keep around people that will do that.
Yep.
I have people around me that will do that. And I have you. I have some friends that do that. You surround yourself with that. It's just, and then part of it is that's just the way I am. I'm just a high achieving go-getter person.
Yep.
So that's just natural for me too. And I do have my times where it's like, screw it. But when you surround yourself with those people, you get back on track. You get back on track and you're like, oh yeah, or you miss it. You miss it, right? Like you were off radio for a while we were going through this transition. And it seemed like forever.
Yep,
so your gut is calling to you.
Yes.
And that keeps you going as well. You're like, oh, I gotta do this. So again, it's knowing yourself. It's recognizing that, like, I need to keep on track. I need to keep doing this. So
yeah, I love it. Yep, you're right. All right. So as the CEO of your business, how do you start your day?
With a cup of coffee. A cup of coffee.
I love it. I love it.
You know that jingle, the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup? That is totally it for me. Like, I go to bed excited. I set my coffee pot before I go to bed. And I'm like, I'm actually excited. I can't wait to wake up in the morning to have coffee.
I love it. I love it. I love
my start my day. Quiet and a cup of coffee.
That's what I do. I sit with my cup of coffee. Well, after I meditate, I'm the same way. My coffee's waiting for me after I take care of baby Grace, get her settled in, meditate, and that coffee and my protein bar, because I'm a dunker. It's just like my favorite time of the day. It's in the morning. It's quiet. Not everybody's up yet. How do you end your day as a CEO of your business?
Setting the coffee maker.
Yep.
And then I go to bed, and I usually do some quick, thank you for whatever. That's my gratitude time. I'll run through some things like that, and then I run through my affirmation I am statements. I was telling you this the other day.
Yeah, you were. Yeah.
I lay in bed and I do my I am statements, and I run through the letters of the alphabet. Doesn't take long. May seem like, oh my God, but no, it doesn't take long. So I lay there and I am amazing. I am awesome. I am. And then when I run out of A words, then I go to B. I am beautiful. I am brave. I am bold. And I go through all the letters of the alphabet.
Yep. Yep.
And it takes about, I don't know how long it takes. I'm in bed. I don't know, maybe 5 minutes max. And I run through all that, and that is my process. And then I close my eyes.
I love it. I love it.
Fantasize about Adam Levine, and then I go to bed.
Oh my gosh! And we know you love Adam Levine. The Voice is on. It's Monday. The Voice is on tonight.
No.
Love The Voice. I don't watch live TV. We record it, and about halfway through, I flip it on so I can buzz through those commercials. But I love that whole program. We just saw him live. I think I saw him live, and then when he was on tour, and then you saw him shortly after that. But yeah, he's just so geeky, down to earth. He's just such a dude. He's so down to earth.
So
you know.
yummy.
Yeah, he's just a cool. Him and his wife are having they're expecting their first baby.
I know.
Sweet.
Yeah, so that's how I end. It's nothing fancy, but that's what works for me. Sometimes I'll journal a little bit in the evening because it's quiet. Everybody's gone to bed because everybody around here goes to bed way early. So that's sort of my quiet time. Although my son is a night owl like me. Oh, him and I will be up late. That's when he gets his ideas too. So he totally gets up for me. But yeah, I have nothing fancy. That's how I
love it.
It works for me.
I don't think you need anything fancy. You got to do what works for you. All right, last question of the day. What's that one last nut that you haven't brought? A bunch of golden nuggets. Just get right in there, Lynn. What you could share with the listeners. I mean, that one last dying nugget, the raw piece of juiciness.
God, there's so many. Believe in yourself. And you have to believe in yourself. That's the basis for everything. Believe in yourself. You're not any less worthy or valuable than anybody else. The fact that you're here means that you have something to give. You have something to add. Believe in yourself. And if you're finding it hard to believe in yourself, you just need one other person that can hold that belief in you until you're strong enough to do it for yourself. It's belief. You have to believe in yourself. Yeah.
Bottom line. And when you stop losing belief, boy, you better start reaching out to someone like Lynn or myself, or, gather around your collaboration, that village of that support, because when you've been kicked around a few times and going down, it's week number 1, week number 2, week number 3, week number 4. I mean, you better grab on tight and, grab onto your peeps to help you lift you up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yep.
I love it. I love it. Get in touch. Lynn, tell everybody how they can get in touch with you one more time.
They can email me, info@lynnbrunet.com, or you can go to my website. It has all my contact info, lynnbrunet.com. And that's Line, not Lynn or any other way. Yes, it's spelled like line. That is my name. That is me.
Oh, that drives me crazy. You know that. Everyone... Hello, Line. It's not Line, it's Lynn. It's a French way of spelling Lynn.
Yes. Yeah, so lynnbrunet.com has all my contact info, my social media, my phone number, my email, everything. Reach out. I love meeting new people.
Yeah, she really does. She really does. And she's listen, if you ever need a really tender, loving care, swift kick in your ass, get you back on track, you got to reach out to Lynn. She is
no excuses.
No excuses. I know. Tony Robbins training me, and no excuses. Seriously, no excuses. That's what my guest was saying last week. He was around Tony Robbins on the weekends. He was a corporate guy, great, phenomenal career, and just was going to Tony Robbins things, and then decided to get involved. So he was handing out brochures, and then they finally came to him and said, "Hey, would you like to run the security?" He's like, "Well, yeah, anything's better than handing out these freaking brochures." But then Tony used to come to him and go, "So when are you going to leave that corporate world and start your own business?" Yeah. And you don't start handing Tony Robbins excuses. You don't. I'm the same way. Don't start handing me the excuses, because I'll get up and walk out of the room. I can't take the excuses. Say simply, I'm not quite sure in this given moment, but I'm open, to start moving towards this. And,
or you know what? You're just choosing to not do it now. That's
Yeah.
fine. That's your choice, but own it. Own it. Own it. No,
Yeah,
you know what?
own
I'm
it.
going to choose not to do it right now. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like you said, just own it. Just own it. All right. Well, gosh, we're out of time.
I know, God.
God,
Like
that went by
2.5
fast.
hours wasn't enough on the weekend.
I know. I hope Nesha has our lunch waiting because I'm really hungry.
Yes. Gosh, we need it.
Not that we don't ask him to do a lot, but anyways. Hey, Lynn, thanks for jumping in today. I so appreciate that. Here, everyone, join me right back here, same time, same place next week, 1:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, boldradiostation.com. You know something? Get out there. I mean, get out there. And as you're getting out there, I mean, seriously, I'll quote Lynn, get your groove on, be raw about it, be real about it. There's no such thing as perfectionism. It doesn't happen, and just lay it on the line. Don't worry about making mistakes. I don't believe in mistakes. They're lessons. They're there for us to learn something so we can be better, grow stronger, be more confident as we're stepping into our businesses and taking them day by day to the next level. So join me right back here next week, same time, same place. Join Lynn this Friday on Bold Radio Station. Also, you and I are parallel at the same time here, Lynn.
Yeah, we're bumpers to our hosts.
We are bumpers. We are the bumpers. We are.
We're holding them.
Yes, we are. So on Friday, you can catch Lynn with her some fine, phenomenal, amazing guests at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Bold Radio Station as well. So reach out. Just connect. Reach out. We're here. We're having fun. Woo! We're having fun.
Mm-hmm.
So go make it a great day, everybody. I'll hear you right back here next week. Thank you.
Thanks for joining yet another Real Life Chats with Kim. Come on back next week, same place and time, where the boldest of bolds share their truths.